they have a color in this knit. Like, I really want color like this, but it's a stretch, and I'm not looking for that much stretch. What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So before we even get into this video, I just want to say thank you for everyone who has recently subscribed. But as we get into this video, I just want to let you know the spoiler alert. I wasn't really happy with the outcome and the results of this dress. I'm just gonna tell you what happened. So the idea was amazing. The execution could have been a bit better. But starting off, I do what I thought I had to do. Like, this entire process, I overthought every single thing. So because I could not find the type of velvet, more so like a woven velvet or a velvet that did not have as much stretch, I decided to go ahead and drape my body form, but I took the muslin and I draped it on the bias. That way I would have some stretch and I can get that type of look that I was looking for. So as I was doing a fabric search and trying to get all of my materials, I was like, okay, I'm gonna use some knit interfacing. I can fuse this part, I can do that part. I'll get some stabilizers for the 3D part. I did all of that. But when I tell you, like, she kind of took me out. Like, when I put out the illustration video, I wanted to also put out this video last week, but I was still sewing and I had some family come in town. So I needed to entertain my family. I wanted to entertain my family because I haven't seen them in a minute. And then on top of that, I just needed a break from doing the stress on top of working, on top of doing some other things. So I just needed to take my time because, baby, girl, child. Now, when y'all see this, I feel like some of y'all may be like, girl, you just being really melodramatic. I promise you I'm not. If you are a designer or a seamstress or you know how to sew, like, I'm not saying you have to be an expert, but if you know how to sew and you understand fit, once you get to the end of the video, you will be like, okay, I see what you're saying. Like I said, the idea in itself was absolutely beautiful. However, the execution could have been better only because I chose the wrong fabric. As you can see here, I was sewing the bodice, which was the top, and I was also sewing the waistband, and it was interface. Later on, I took all of that off because as I was pressing it and trying to form it to my body form, it just kept getting tighter. And then on top of that, when I was adding the cones, it was just, y'all, it was a mess. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. It was, for me, it was a mess. So I really want you to enjoy this video as I tried to figure out what the heck I was doing because I overthought the whole thing. And I really want to say this, the biggest lesson I learned in all of this, and I don't want to say learned, I would say the lesson I finally decided to accept. When you have a gift and you've been working that gift, there's no question if you have a gift. There's not a question if you're talented. That is not the question. It's not a question if you have potential, because you do. The moment you decided to make one step toward executing that gift or using that gift, you have potential and things start coming to pass. Now, granted, every time you do something, it does get better and better and better. And one thing I'm glad I didn't do, I didn't go in thinking that it was going to be perfect. I've learned a long time ago to stop trying to look for perfection because nothing is ever perfect. And especially when you're doing something for the first time, it will never be perfect. So I'm not mad that it's not perfect. I wanted to show you this anyway because I wanted to let you know that everything you do is not always perfect. Everything you do won't always be pretty. Now, again, I'm glad I did it, and the purpose of doing this video was to show you that even though I messed up, I still decided to finish. I could have easily went another week or two to redo this dress and make it perfect. But I think that's probably some of the problem that we run into on social media. We always like to give the highlight reel. And because this is YouTube and a long form video and you're seeing the behind the scenes of me making this dress, I want to show you the good and the ugly. And for me, this was ugly because as you can see, I'm base stitching this fabric to the stabilizer because it's stretched so much. Before I even base stitch it by hand, I tried to just do it on my sewing machine, but it was moving so much. Like even right here, that cone was so heavy that I had to take off the interfacing on the bottom half of the dress because it was so heavy, it was pulling. And then when I took the interfacing off, the pulling just got worse. And I was like, okay, t.a.l.a.y.a, do we cut it? Do we take it off? I even tried to overlock it because, you know, when it's a knit fabric, you want to just overlock it because it makes it easier. It keeps that stretch. But it was so thick that I broke the needles on my overlock machine twice. And I said, you know what? I'm not putting any more money in this. We're just going to finish it because, again, the goal is to finish what you start. The goal is to see the outcome. And then I just got to the point where I asked myself, do I want to show pretty all the time, or do I actually want to show that everything doesn't always go as planned? But it doesn't mean I don't do it. I think the biggest lesson I learned in this is kind of what I mentioned at the beginning of the video when you saw me fabric shop. I settled for fabric because I didn't want to take time to go and look for more fabric. Then I just got to the point where I was like, girl, we just gonna finish this thing and we're gonna put some flowers in it. Now, here's the thing. I don't know why I put flowers in it, but the more and more I kept going and the more and more I kept working on the dress, and the fact that I even titled the dress Golden Petal, I was like, oh, maybe these little cones can be my vase, and it's the petal for the dress, and then just to stage it to make it cute, I can put some flowers in it. So I went to Hobby Lobby and I wanted to do shades of blue. I had tried to add like pink and yellow, but I wanted to do shades of blue, add a little bit of lavender and a little bit of green. And I just said, girl, have fun. At this point, we're just, like I said, we're just going to finish what we started. So I just continued to add each particular flower to each petal, each cone. And I'm not going to lie, y'all, I'm happy with how it turned out as far as like the overall idea. Will I make it again? Absolutely. But will I make it again right now? Absolutely not. So I just decided to go to work, put my headphones in, catch up on Real Housewives of Potomac. Don't judge me. I like a little ratchet TV every now and then. But this was the outcome. And I hope you like it. Let me know your thoughts. If you like it, make sure to like this video. Subscribe if you haven't. Share it with a friend or two. And more than anything, I really hope you're encouraged to know that you don't have to be perfect in everything that you do. Your execution, your ideas does not have to be perfect in order for you to put them out there. The goal is to use your gift, because you using your gift, one, will make room for you, and two, it will inspire somebody else to use theirs. And I urge you that as you use your gift, use it with authenticity. Don't try to put on for nobody else. Don't try to make it cute. Don't try to add tools to your gift. Be you, baby, and shine bright like a, I'm not gonna sing that because copyright. Anywho, shine using your gift and your authenticity. I love you, and until next time, I'll see you later.